Okay, this is our tankless water heater right here. Okay, now this water heater, a lot of times the manufacturer's installation instructions will not specify that you need a safety pan underneath these water heaters. However, that being said, the manufacturer stipulates that when you have this is a high efficiency water heater. You can touch this and it won't burn your hand when it's operating.
What's the ventilation?
This nipple right. What's the what?
What's the ventilation for?
Oh, that expels exhaust.
Oh, okay.
So this is a gas appliance. So it uses
okay.
the flame to make heat. And so
That makes sense.
now this is a highly efficient condensing unit, so we capture as much of that heat as possible, but we still have exhaust. That's an excellent question. But we still have exhaust, and if you
That makes sense.
and if you have an incomplete burn, you can create a byproduct called carbon monoxide. So that's why we want all those gases to go out. Now, because you can touch this while it's operating, because it's so efficient, because it extracted so much heat out of here, we've got a byproduct called condensate. And the manufacturer has a port right here, and the manufacturer feels like you should have a condensate drain line that comes here and makes a drip loop, and then it would stop someplace. We don't want it to stop here because it will drip consistently. We don't want it dripping here. Where would it drip? Oh, it would drip in a drain pan. Oh, I get it. So we come over here. This is our pressure relief valve. Okay. All right. When you get too much pressure, when too much pressure develops on this thing, it pops open, and so that way you don't have a flood inside of the house. Now, the plumbing code says that you should have an air gap, and the Dallas building code too. I know we're not in Dallas, but it says that you should have an air gap on your pressure relief valve in the same room with the water heater. Well, where would it drain? Well, it would drain into the safety pan, the sink. So that's where it would drain. So they might find one reason not to have a safety pan because you saw that you were allowed to, but we didn't take into consideration the contributing factors to why a drain pan would be the most economical solution. So anyway, there's that. Now I come up underneath here, and this tells me that the gas has not been adjusted, dialed in, okay? Tells me it doesn't look like it was molested. I don't think somebody with a manometer came out here and adjusted it. And he'd only adjusted 1 or 2 picas or whatever it is that they measure. I don't know, something very minute though, because this is preset at the factory. They know it's coming into residential houses. They know it's low pressure gas. So this thing was set good enough to run, but it wasn't dialed in for high efficiency because this is not a Ford Focus, okay? This is a Porsche Carrera or something. I don't know, pick your sports car. So, I mean, but this is for our terms, it's more or less kind of an exotic piece of equipment. So it requires maintenance. This will last longer if it's taken care of. Okay, you want a 7-year unit? Okay, don't listen to me. You want to get your life out of this thing? Well, get a return on your investment. The manufacturer thinks that this should have a drain pipe, okay, because the condensate will come in here and corrode out your coils. The manufacturer also thinks, and this is on you, dear client, that this should be serviced once a year. This little screen right here is supposed to be cleaned. It make a world of difference. Like again, ignore it and get a few years of bliss, or maintain it and have a long relationship.
How would we maintain that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, you go through some kind of combination. Hoses here. Some kind of combination, opening this up and turning this off in some kind of order. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to get wet.
Okay.
But you can go on YouTube, and I got some YouTube links baked into your report, and you can just go to those links and they'll show you how to do it. And it shouldn't take very long at all, and it'll be very easy.
Do you think it'd be worthwhile installing pipe and connecting that drainage pipe to get up to the side of the wall? Or like?
No,
Okay.
You shouldn't commingle it, but it's supposed to have an air gap in it as well. The instructions, I've got some ream instructions that I'll share with you.
Okay.
And on to be fair, on some of the newer ream manuals, if they've got one here, but on some of the newer ream manuals, they don't even mention the gas valve on the port on the side of it. And the one that I've got in your report is an older one. Again, to be fair, But it shows you the reason why, and, take it upon yourself.
Okay.
Yay, team!